So I'm Spencer. I don't know anyone here except for Eldon, and I've heard about Maddie from Eldon. So I'm the new kid on the block. I figured Eldon invited me because he knew my life was a joke anyways, so I could just stand up here and, you know, so, some of that kind of stuff. Anyways, a little bit about me. I work at Costco with Eldon, and me and another coworker at Costco have a podcast together, which I won't plug here, but sometimes I think I'm a little bit funny, and I hope so. I hope you think so too. Anyways, have you guys ever seen those videos where it's like, hey, if you laugh, you're going straight to hell, right? If you laugh, you're going straight to hell. And so anyways, this week, this actually happened a couple days ago. I was at work, and we were kind of joking around, you know, we had our work going, we were joking around, and someone basically brings up a meme of Stephen Hawking, and he's like shredding it up in like a half pipe. And so there's a whole like video montage of like Stephen Hawking and all the things, doing all the things that he probably wouldn't have been able to do. And man, I was laughing so hard. I don't think I've ever laughed that hard at work. And I know exactly where I'm going now, you know. Those videos get me every single time. Doesn't matter what it is. If it says, if you laugh, you're going to hell, I'm like, oh boy, here's another, you know, link on my chain or whatever. So I just know I'm done. So anyways, so we're watching the Stephen Hawking video, and someone else brings up the Family Guy clip where Stephen Hawking and his girlfriend, in the same wheelchair, same everything, are in bed together, and they're like spamming their button. They're laying there in their wheelchair. You know, I won't act out too much more than that, but anyways, I was at work and I was dying, right? I was literally dying. Anyways, let me pull out my notes here so I don't get too off topic. Eldon's giving me the eye. Maybe it's because I said no. Anyways, so I know where I'm going. Speaking of hell, this is going to continue. Speaking of hell, this also happened this same week, probably the same night, honestly. I'm at work, we're, you know, making fun of Stephen Hawking, rest in peace, and that night, I dream all night that I'm waiting in line, like I'm standing in a line. And then, like, I've also had dreams where I'm at work, you know, I do my whole shift, and then the alarm goes off, and I wake up, and it's like, now I gotta get ready for work too, you know, like, to me that's what hell would be like, right? Where you've already, like, I'm like dreaming about like checking the time and dreaming about like, okay, I can go home and eat dinner with my family, and I'm gonna go, you know, relax, and then boom, the alarm goes off, and I have to get ready for work, right? Or you spend all of eternity just waiting in line, kind of shuffling forward, right? So anyways, that's how I imagine hell would be.
So you're ready in?
No, I fit right in. That's right. Thanks, John. So I get a little bit of karma though. You know, I am in these situations, right, and I get some karma, probably in the dreams, right? Those types of dreams, being in hell, waiting in line, that's kind of the karma I get, right? But I think I also get a little bit of karma for how I treat my wife. I'm married too. Well, hey, I just wanted to see if you guys would care. But I probably get a little bit of karma for how I treat my wife in bed. Hey, get your mind out of the gutter. I'm talking about when I fart and hotbox her. Yeah, my wife refuses to be the little spoon because she knows I'll try and warm her up a little bit. Oh, sorry, the big spoon, when I'm the little spoon. We actually follow more Nordic traditions in bed than I ever thought we would. And by that, I just mean we have separate blankets, right? We sleep at different temperatures. First, you know, a couple months of marriage, she would take the whole blanket with her, and I'd wake up freezing. And anyway, so we have separate blankets now. And so since that kind of eliminates my ability to hotbox her a little bit and, you know, warm her up a little bit, we've started doing separate things. And maybe some people in here can relate. And so this is one that my wife does to me all the time. I'll be yawning, you know, totally like in the moment, totally vulnerable, and boom, she sticks her finger right in. Right? You look like someone who does that. Anyways, just, you know, I don't know what it is about it, but you've got your eyes closed, like you're totally relaxed, but you can sense it, right? Like you can't see that finger going in, but every time you can, like, you know. And really what I figure it is, it's the bitter taste of betrayal. When you're at your most vulnerable part, like I'm in my most vulnerable moment at the end of the day, you know, and my wife goes in, boom, I'm betrayed. I can taste it. I had a joke about my wife doing that, you know, she penetrates me at my most vulnerable, but I won't say that because anyways, so I looked that up. I was like, there's got to be a name for that, right? What, like when that happens, turns out it's called a yawn stick. And my wife always claims, like every time she does it and I'm like spluttering and recoiling, oh, that's just to assert my dominance, you know? Another way she gets me, I'll be going up the stairs. She sticks her fingers right up the back door, right? What did you say?
1,000 years of death.
1,000 years of death, right? So she gives me some karma back for some of the, you know, probably the first, you know, couple months of farting in bed with her. But I probably deserve it. Hey, by the way, Eldon, is your knee okay? I thought you might have just hurt it again just now.
It's fine.
Okay, good.
Just now?
Thanks.
Oh, I see.
No, yeah, I thought it would be funny to interrupt my whole flow and make fun of Eldon for one quip, but it wasn't, because you all love Eldon, and I do too. Yeah, so I mean, that's pretty much my life. You know, hopefully you guys won't laugh at those videos, and you won't go where I'm going because of that. I do have one more joke that would give you a taste of it, but I'll give you guys the option to thumbs up or thumbs down. Yes, yay or nay? Okay, I've got about 4 thumbs up and no thumbs down, so I'm gonna send it. You 4 are gonna regret it though. This is like the only real joke I know, and I promise it does have a punchline, but please don't form a punchline when I finish it to punch me. So there's a queen, a king, and a prince, and they all live in the White Castle. And so one day they're just kind of up there. They're in their room, and they all hear a scream from the Black Castle, which is across the way. And so the king he pulls a little black box out of his pocket and gives it to the queen. If you're ever in danger, open this box. The contents inside will save your life. And so then he goes off running, and he's running. He's going to go investigate the noise, make sure everything's okay. He's the king, right? He's going to go, you know, make sure everything's good. And so he goes running down the hallway of the White Castle, and it takes him days and days, weeks and weeks, months and months, and years. And just as a foreshadowing, that's about how long this joke is going to take. So then the king goes running down the staircase of the White Castle, and it takes him days and days, weeks and weeks, months and months, and years. Then he goes running across the drawbridge of the White Castle. It takes him days and days, weeks and weeks, months and months, and years. And he's running across the field between the 2 castles, and it takes him
days and days, months and weeks, months and months, years and years.
You get it. So then he goes running up across the drawbridge, and will combine with the staircase of the Black Castle. It takes him days and days, weeks and weeks, months and months, and years. Now he's running down the hallway. The castle's identical. It's just black and white, right? He's running down the same exact layout hallway. It takes him days and days, weeks and weeks, months and months, and years, until he comes to a big wooden door. He reaches for the handle, and the queen hears a scream from the White Castle. And I'll skip a step. She does all the same steps. She gives the box days and days, weeks and weeks, months and months, and years. And she She reaches for the handle. Ah! The prince hears her scream from the White Castle, and he starts running down the hallway of the White Castle. It takes him days and days, weeks and weeks, months and months, and years and years. Goes running running down the staircase and across the drawbridge and across the field. Takes him days and days, weeks and weeks, months and months, and years and years. And he goes running up the staircase and across the drawbridge of the Black Castle and down the hallway of the Black Castle. Takes him days and days, weeks and weeks, months and months, and years. And he reaches over for the doorknob, and he flings open the door, and inside there's a coffin, and the coffin is full of arms and legs, and it turns and looks at him and starts charging him. And so the prince, I know, that took a wild turn, right? So a coffin full of arms and legs, prince goes running. He goes running down the hallway of the Black Castle, and he's flying through it. Doesn't take him days and days, weeks and weeks, months and months, and years. And he's sliding down the banister of the Black Castle. It doesn't take him days and days, weeks and weeks, months and months, and years. He's flying through it. And he's tearing across the drawbridge of the Black Castle, and right behind him he can hear the thumps. The coffin full of arms and legs is getting closer. It's getting closer, it's gonna grab him. But then suddenly, he remembers the little black box that was passed from the king to the queen to himself. So he stops, and he opens the lid very carefully, and inside there was a cough drop. And he says, "Oh, this will save me from the coffin." I'm done.
That timer was so well timed. And that's all you